The following is a presentation of Muddy River News.
There's a reason Harvey's Furniture has been around for over 75 years.
Exceptional quality furniture, affordable prices, superior customer service.
The only way to stay in business for over 75 years is to do things right. Harvey's Furniture. Our home, your home.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Daily Muddy. I'm Ashley Conrad, and joining me today I have Claudia, Hollister, and Brant, Dooley, and you guys are with the Hannibal Jaycees, right? Did I get that right? Okay.
Yep.
So the Hannibal Jaycees, I did a little bit of digging. You guys do a ton of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I didn't realize also that you're all the whole organization is member driven.
Yep.
So I asked you this before, but just real quick, how many members does the Hannibal Jaycees currently have? Active and kind of just flowing with?
Anywhere between 60 and 70 is what I would say.
Which seems like a lot, but with the amount of activities and events that you guys take on and put on, it really, I'm sure it takes every bit of that. Right?
Yeah, it's a long process setting up for every event,
I can
especially
imagine.
National Tom Sawyer Days.
Which I just realized that you guys do. That is so cool. Okay, so National Tom Sawyer Days, I think you have been doing it for over 67 years, right?
This is the 68th year.
68th year, which that's awesome. And if anybody, I'm sure most people listening and watching have been to the Tom Sawyer Days. If you haven't, you're totally missing out. There's so much cool stuff. So your group puts that on, meaning like you organize all of the events, the live music, like everything that's going on there. The bartenders, which is one of my favorite. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Bar stays busy.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's like, I'm not, I love going to Hannibal, period, but National Tom Sawyer Days, that's just, there's always so much to do, so much to see, the shops down there. I mean, everything is just, so you guys do a great job. Nice work.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Okay, so, but before National Tom Sawyer Days, which is generally a July 4th tradition, right? That's that time of year. Yeah. You have a lot of stuff coming up.
Yeah. So our most, what would you say? Our
like
next
the popular,
event,
the big one that you guys are working on next?
Would be Wing Ding.
Wing Ding, yeah.
And the theme is Major League Wings, so baseball.
Baseball.
Yeah.
Who doesn't love baseball and wings? I
Right.
mean, and you guys, so I've been to the Wing Ding, again, another great event. That is at the Armory, correct?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, so we've had it outside the last couple of years. Unfortunately, we've had some inclement weather.
Yeah.
So we decided to put it back inside this year. Hopefully it turns out as good as it had in previous years, and we can actually make a difference out of the funds from that.
Yeah. So I'm glad you mentioned that. So the events that you put on, the funds go back to the Jaycees, right? But then you also like kind of distribute that, or how does that work?
So we're a non-for-profit organization. Mm-hmm. So all the funds from these events that we're putting on for the community go back into our community.
Okay.
So we'll sit down as a committee for, say, the Wing Ding committee. They'll sit down together and they'll go through and they'll pick who they would like to donate to. And sometimes it could be a couple organizations that they donate to.
Okay. Yeah. Very cool.
Donated to Alzheimer's, CF Foundation.
We've donated to 2x4s for Hope.
Yeah.
One of our events, the car show, is we try to keep it like a veteran-oriented,
okay.
because it falls on September 11th, around that time.
Right.
So that's something I like to do, is give back to our veterans.
Absolutely.
So that's one event that I make that happen from that.
Excellent. So, so the Wing Ding is held, I don't know that we've mentioned a date yet, but when is it held?
It's held April 29th at the Armory, and doors open at 11 a.m.
Okay.
And you have to be 21 and older.
Because there's booze there too.
Yeah.
Okay. Which you need for the wings, which the wings are always phenomenal. But you have multiple different vendors that show up, right?
Yes.
And they bring their greatest
And
wings.
If anybody would be interested in signing a team up to be in the Wing Ding, whether it's a local business, a bar, or a restaurant,
Okay.
if they want to sign up, reach out to the Hannibal Jaycees Facebook page.
Okay.
Or the email,
Yeah.
Hannibal Jaycees email.
Okay, excellent. Now, can an individual, like, say I make baller wings, can I just submit them?
absolutely.
Really?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I don't, but my husband makes pretty good ones, so I'm wondering, like,
you
if he
can
wants.
enter, yeah.
Okay, so is it like a contest, or do people just come and enjoy wings? And you guys have music and stuff too, right? You have
Yeah,
live music?
There's beer Olympics. There's there'll be games
eating
and
contests.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Yeah, fun day.
it is a competition. I think it pays out first, second, and third, People's Choice, and best decorated booth.
All right.
And yeah, you do not have to be a business
have to be
to
a
enter.
business. Okay.
With your admission, includes the wings.
Okay.
The Jaycees provide the wings. You can choose to cook them yourself, or the Jaycees will cook them naked for you.
Oh, really?
So some teams bread them and fry them themselves, and then
Yeah.
put their sauce on them. And
Some people like them naked.
yeah,
Yeah. Okay. All right. So I didn't know. I'm glad that we're talking about this because I didn't know that you supplied the wings. So if I how much does it cost for me to come and showcase my wings? How does
Right
that work?
now, we have a special going on till April 1st where when you register, it's only $75.
Okay.
So, and that ends on April 1st. So,
Okay.
if you want to get in on the early bird special, you might want to do it
Better
now.
do it now. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And then if I just want to come and taste some wings, I just come on April 21st?
29.
29th.
Yeah.
Yep.
Glad I mentioned that. Okay. Glad I questioned that anyway. I know you mentioned it, but okay. So April 29th. What time do the doors open?
11 a.m.
11 a.m. Live music throughout the day, certain times of the day?
Pretty much.
it'll be all day.
All
long.
day?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
Okay.
DJ will be playing music, and then I don't know what time the games start, but
The Olympics?
yeah, there'll be games that start a couple different times during
Okay.
the
Yeah,
day.
they'll announce it to
Perfect.
give everyone a heads up so
Okay.
they can be
And
prepared.
you can sign up to be in those games.
Perfect.
So,
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, what does this entail? It's like just a bunch of eating wings, like the spiciest wings, and then chugging a
yeah,
beer. Or
there'll
what is
be
this?
a hot wing eating contest, something the Jaycees throw together.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then
Just like different
there'll
little
be
things that you
little
can
almost like an obstacle course
Perfect.
with beer.
Yeah.
You know.
Perfect.
drinking out of a little trophy cup and all
Yeah.
that stuff. Or a
Perfect.
sippy cup, you never know what it's going to be. So you
That's
never know.
awesome. That is awesome. Well, I've been to a few of your events, so I know you put on just astronomically involved events, which is so cool. I'm sure it takes a lot of work, but so kudos, thank you for putting all this on. I know Hannibal always has so much going on,
Yeah.
And I didn't realize the Jaycees was involved in so much. So let's just go ahead and say we need more help,
Oh yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I mean,
we need members. So
Yeah.
we're an organization comprised of members younger than 40. If you are over 40, you're considered an associate member. You can't hold office that way, but we
kidding.
still appreciate the help.
yeah, you
know?
still need
Right, still
yeah.
need help.
So
And
we-
age is nothing but a number, we
Exactly.
can all do good things.
oh yeah,
Yeah, I'm kidding.
some of our hardest working members are
Yeah.
aged out members. You
Aged
know?
out.
So
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's awesome. But so you said twice weekly meetings? Is that what
it's the first and third Wednesday of every month.
okay.
Yes.
Is general meetings.
Oh,
if,
so-
if
okay, yeah.
anybody's interested in becoming a JC and they just want to see what it's about, they're more than welcome to come to a general meeting and kind of get a taste for it.
Yeah.
As I said, get your toes wet before you jump in.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
Oh,
Yeah, I think that's a good idea just to see what they're in for. I mean,
Yeah.
but you guys said that it's so rewarding,
It is.
right?
oh yeah.
It is really rewarding.
So you get to
seeing the faces of the people enjoying the concerts, enjoying
Yeah.
the carnival. You know, I have a 5-year-old, and when that carnival comes around, that's
Oh,
all
man.
he's about.
Yeah.
You
I
know,
bet.
so
That's my kids.
yeah. Oh, my kids too. Yeah. Who doesn't love a carnival? But
Yeah.
so just seeing the enjoyment of every attendee, enjoying these events for sure. You did mention concerts. I do want to point that out real
Yeah.
quick. You have a couple pretty cool concerts coming up as well, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
July 1st is that's Saturday. That'd be Nate Smith co-headlining with Chase Matthew.
Okay.
Nate
Are they
Smith,
country?
Country.
That's our country
Okay.
night. Nate Smith has a number one. Well, it was number one for 2 weeks in a row. It's called Whiskey on You.
Oh, I've heard that.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
Chase Matthew is kind of a different genre of country,
Uh-huh.
but he's got a huge following. He's not really played on the radio much, but we're hoping, we bring two separate kind of crowds together
Yeah.
and and have a really good time.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. Yeah, and then you have, did I hear like fuel? Is that
Yeah.
Yes, that's
as well?
part
That's
of our rock night.
July
Okay.
2nd is fuel, and we're working on the opener for them.
Okay.
But it'll be a local band.
Perfect. Like I said, you guys are just so busy. Thank you again for your hard work, determination. If you are interested in becoming a member of the Hannibal Jaycees, they just reach out to...
Reach out to the Facebook page,
Okay.
Hannibal Jaycees, or HannibalJaycees.org.
Yep.
There's a email that you can email and say, or
Contact you.
come to a meeting on Wednesday. And,
Okay. And where are the meetings held?
they're located at our Tanger Gardens lot. So the big haunted house and the bottom side of it, there's a meeting hall there.
Okay.
So that's where we have our meetings.
Perfect. All right. Well, thank you guys so much.
Yeah, thank you for
appreciate
having
all
us.
the info. Absolutely. Hope you get tons of members.
Oh, I
and
hope
if
so.
not, I'll see you at the Wing Ding and Tom Sawyer Days. You guys will see me around. Now you'll be
All
like,
right.
oh, I know that girl. Coming up, learn more about Medicaid coverage in Adams County. Stay tuned.
Quincy Warehouse Bargains is your Quincy home improvement store. It's the only store of its kind in the Quincy area. We offer flooring, mattresses, area rugs, dining sets, couches, appliances, and much more. And have more products to come so we can better serve the Quincy and tri-state community. Our staff is ready to help you find what you need to make your house a home. Quincy Warehouse Bargains, 4100 North 24th Street, Quincy.
And welcome back. Joining me now, Meg Duncan.
Hello.
What's up?
Not much. How are you?
You're lying. There's a lot. Okay, so just real quick. Normally we talk about Hannibal, which we can later.
Sure.
But I'm going to bring something up that maybe you won't be as comfortable with, and that is you. I would like to talk about you. So I know that you are not generally comfortable with self-promotion, but
Right.
there has been a recent development that I think is worthwhile to talk about, and you should pat yourself on the back, and you should give
thanks.
yourself some kudos. So let's just go ahead and say, I just realized that our very own Meg Duncan is famous.
Not famous.
You are famous. Okay, so just real quick, on Facebook, there is a group called
Her view from home.
Her View from Home, and it has about 1.5 million followers. Right. Now, you have been a member of this group since kind of its inception. Maybe not the first follower, but a significantly smaller group.
Yes.
And now it's exploded. And you want to give us a quick synopsis of what this group is?
Yeah.
Okay.
So the group is called Her View from Home. A lot of people I know, at least in Hannibal, I have a lot of friends that follow. They are a group that just publishes online, and it's like essays from women about motherhood, really just about any topic you can think of. They do motherhood, grief, all ranges, marriage, all those things. They kind of are just a voice
Struggles
for
of today's woman. That would be mine.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. They go toward the Christian, but then they also publish all types of, so it's not just
So it's not one group.
No,
It kind of runs the gamut. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think that's really cool.
Yeah.
So, I mean, for everybody, but of course women, who just generally, I mean, we all want somebody to relate to.
Yeah.
And I think that probably does, when you read that, especially when I read your post,
Oh,
of course,
thanks.
I'm like, oh gosh, I relate to this chick so much. But
Thanks.
the group, it just kind of brings all of those gals together, right? Which is very cool.
Yeah, it's relatable work, and things that mothers of all different, all kinds of different mothers relate to. Not only that, but it's also all different ages too. Grandma can read it, and it's just there's just so much there, and it's so many different voices.
Right.
So really, there's something for
everybody.
Everybody.
Okay. So, and you mentioned, I think this is so neat. So you can contribute to this group, right? But sometimes they just go to your Facebook page and pluck your stuff and take it over there, right?
Well, they do. They're awesome.
Yeah.
I went to, when they were significantly smaller, I've been to a couple of retreats that they had, like writers' retreats, and they're just really real, genuine women that started and run the website.
Yeah.
So they've just become real life friends. So sometimes when they don't have anything, they'll just pick up something from my Facebook page and message me and be like, can we use this? And I'm like, yeah, sure.
Sure.
You know,
Heck
so
yeah.
so they're awesome because I get busy with this writing, so I'm not always that great about actually submitting something. So they'll just pull something.
Well, that's a pretty cool relationship, though. And also, it's
so
like,
cool.
it just sounds like a big community.
It is. And actually they have when you're a contributor, they have a Facebook group that you join.
Okay.
And really it's just a bunch of supportive women.
Yeah.
And they've had all different, like, they're not really worried about, like, and I don't know, a lot of people follow, like, Amy Weatherly. She's a contributor at Her View from Home, all the way down to somebody who doesn't even have a Facebook page.
Right.
They're not worried about that.
Okay.
So,
It's not notoriety. It's just they want people to be, to have someone to relate to, a community. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's very
just
cool.
all different voices.
Yeah.
So
you are a contributor there, and I also learned something it wasn't today, but just a few days ago, that you have written books.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
I had no clue.
Yeah.
I mean, I know you're a great writer, but
thanks.
I didn't know that you were writing whole books. I mean, that's really cool. Okay, so let's talk about So God Made a Mother. Now, I know this isn't...
Yeah, so this is actually, like, it just came last night.
Yeah.
So this is the first time I've really
Fresh off the presses.
Yeah. So they sent me this, and so we each get, like, 2 copies of it. And this is the book, So God Made a Mother. This is a compilation. It's Leslie Means is the founder of Her View from Home. It's a compilation of chosen authors. There were about, I think, 80 of us that they chose that we submitted a special piece to see if we could be part of this book.
Sure.
So mine features a piece about my mom and about the night that she passed away, and talking about that and talking about how she, had asked me to stay with her and I couldn't. It's a sad piece, but at the same time, there's humor in it, and there's, also, I mean, I know that doesn't sound like a humorous topic, but you know how that goes.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, unless you've lost your mom, you probably can't speak to it. I can't, but sometimes you have to look at things in a different light. Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
Just to be able to heal through it.
Yeah.
And I think probably writing this also allowed some of that healing as well.
Yes,
so
definitely.
Very cool that they included. So I can't wait to read it.
Well,
I mean,
thanks.
yeah.
There's a lot of chapters in it. There's chapters on... so God made a mother tender, God made a mother proud, God made a mother known. So it's just a whole lot of different
perspectives
and perspectives.
Yeah.
Mine is so God made a mother unforgettable, I think that's what I'm in.
Yeah, unforgettable.
So, and
that's so cool.
Yeah, so there's a lot in there, and it's already, actually, we've been doing pre-sales for a while. It's already #1 on Amazon. So
look at you go.
Yeah, so it's pretty exciting. It doesn't officially release until April 13th, I think. So,
yeah. I love how you just blow it off. It's pretty exciting. It's freaking awesome.
Oh, well, thanks.
Yes. I mean, okay, not only, so we'll get to your books here in a minute, but not only are you an amazing writer.
Well, thanks.
You have this community that just finds your writing so relatable and awesome that they come pluck it from your Facebook and use it in their bigger community, which is so cool. And you're included in a #1 bestseller.
Well, thanks.
That's freaking amazing.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Okay, so now let's go on. So I knew this because you told me about this, but I didn't know that you were writing whole books.
Well, and I wrote one when I was, it was right after I graduated college, and I just wrote about, so it's called Life on Saturn.
Okay.
A Lifetime of Grace in Unexpected Places. So
sweet, yeah.
It's called Life on Saturn because of the street name that I grew up on was Saturn. And at the time, I was also raising my boys with my husband in that same house.
Okay.
So it's not like a sci-fi or anything.
Well, that's a cool name. I was thinking, okay, yeah, cool name anyway, but now that you relate it back to your growing up, that's super cool.
Yeah, so that's kind of what it's about is a lot about marriage, a lot about just my, going back and forth on my faith on different things, raising the boys, and then being there as a child as well. So there's just a lot of that.
That's so
and
cool. I didn't know. I raised my oldest in the house that I grew up in as well, so we have that in common.
Yeah, that's
so cool.
I didn't know that.
I basically kicked my mom out of the house that we grew up in, so that my husband and I could live there.
Right on.
Yeah, I know, right? And she probably wouldn't. She probably still hates me for that.
That is hilarious. I love it.
Yeah. So I love the idea. I'm gonna have to read this. I had no clue that you wrote this book.
Well, thank you. It's called. That's when I wrote that book is why, which I don't know if anyone notices, I tend to flop between using my first name Megan and using the name Meg.
Yeah.
Well, I started out as author because there was like this kind of XXX sci-fi writer.
A dirty bird.
Yeah. That was Megan Duncan.
Okay.
So I switched on my book. I switched to using Meg, so that way I wouldn't be quite as associated, especially since my title and everything.
Yes.
So then it all just kind of people.
That's so
yeah.
funny.
So now I'm always just confused. I'll just answer to whatever.
Yeah. So I always call you Meg, but I love the story behind Megan because, with the book title, Saturn, Life on Saturn, it's probably like, ooh, what's this going to be?
Right. Yes.
That's so funny. That's so funny. So where can people find that book?
That's on Amazon.
Okay.
That's only on Amazon.
That's only on Amazon.
Yes.
Very cool. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. And then my other book is a compilation of my it's 400 pages.
Wow.
Yeah, it's not as like dreary as it sounds. It's just a lot. But 400 pages.
I can bang out 400 pages in 2 days.
Well, of course, this is a compilation, so it took years really to write because it's a compilation of columns that I wrote.
Okay.
And so it was the column that I previously wrote for Courier Post, and it was voted number 3 in the state for humor column. So I had compiled it all together with their permission of Gatehouse Media, which was at the time who owned them, and so it would have been columns from 2016 to 2020. Actually, it was right before
everything just
got
exploded.
Weird, yeah.
Well, I'm sure that's very, very interesting. So it's you, your marriage, your growing up, your kids, everything, your perspective. I love reading your perspective on things.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's chronological, so it starts out with the first one.
Okay.
And then it just sort of shows kind of like, because with that column, I sort of, in a sense, our family grew up. We went from, one of them, I believe, when they were in elementary, all the way up to, I guess, when they both started middle school is when Connor started middle school.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So
plenty of humor, I'm sure, because elementary school and middle school,
yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And marriage and my husband and, yeah.
And marriage, isn't it funny anyway? And then to put your spin on it, it's like, oh, yeah. And everybody knows the good, the bad, the ugly about marriage in general. But to hear it coming from someone who's so real and transparent,
Thanks.
I think
it's important to, especially in marriage and motherhood. Yeah. So important to be transparent.
It is, because everybody's struggling.
I know.
You look on Instagram and everybody thinks, oh, look at her house. It's so clean. Bullshit.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
I know.
She has like a specific corner that she's showing you.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
I had put a picture on Facebook, I don't know how long ago it was, but like our master bathroom is so beautiful on one side. And the other side is just this big gaping hole of where there's supposed to be a shower.
Hey, everybody has a big gaping hole somewhere, right?
Exactly.
It's like, okay, there is somewhere in everybody's house that's just like the black hole where everything goes, or
That's
it's not
it.
pretty. Generally, you don't show it. But I think you tend to show the not so pretty just through your writing. And I love that because it is so understandable. It's so relatable. It's so, it's just real and raw. And I think a lot of people, I think everybody needs that, especially now.
I think so too. I think that there was a generation, especially, where everyone just tried so hard to make sure that everything seemed perfect.
Yeah.
And when people started coming out and being real, it was just refreshing.
Yeah.
It's like, wait a minute, you have this problem too? Like, there's stuff in your couch.
Yeah.
And, it's people People really love that.
I know.
And
it's not so exhausting. I think everybody just gets exhausted trying to play a part, especially online or even amongst your friends and family. It's like, here I am. Take it or leave it, man. Yeah.
That's a wonderful feeling.
It is, isn't it?
Sometimes that doesn't come till later. Like
I just said that. I wish I was talking to Brittany and I was like, I wish the wisdom that I have as a 41-year-old could be imparted on my kids so that they understand how real and refreshing it is to be genuine and genuinely yourself. And Brittany, and I agree with her, she said, but then it would kind of be wasted and then things would change. Yeah, I get it. So
true.
It is true.
That is
true.
So
I think it's one of the benefits of getting older. You learn not to give a crap.
No,
right?
It's great.
Yeah.
It is great.
It is great.
And stuff is funny. You know, it's like, if you can't laugh about things,
oh, you're going down.
then it's just,
because the world is not a very funny place a lot of the time. So if you can't find humor in things, I mean, I think it just helps you kind of coast through life a little bit easier.
Yeah, it does. It's like that sort of, that comic relief in the middle of some really hard stuff.
Yeah.
We always found ways to do that. My parents got sick, and when they were sick, we always still found ways to laugh.
Right.
So it's really important.
It is important, and even hearing you say that is very inspiring, because I'm sure a lot of people are going through some things that you've been through, and just to be able to talk to people in that way and let them know that, hey, it's okay to take things a little bit lighter.
It's not wrong in the midst of a bad situation. It's not wrong to find some humor and to laugh.
Right.
That's not all of a sudden discounting the fact that you still take the harder things seriously.
Right.
So,
absolutely.
That's
important.
I think so too.
I'm glad you said that.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Me too.
So, okay, real quick, let's run through the titles because we have So God Made a Mother.
Yes. This is available right now for pre-order on Amazon. It'll fully release next month. It will also be, I know, in Walmart. It'll be in stores.
Okay.
So you'll be
able to physically go look and flip through it.
Yeah, and
that's
buy
awesome.
It. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Very cool.
Yep. I'm not sure all of the stores yet. I believe Walmart. It's Tyndale Publishers, so wherever they're at.
Okay.
So
now your book. So you mentioned the compilation of columns.
Yeah.
What's the title of that?
Oh, it's Meg Duncan. What a Life.
What a Life.
What a Life.
Love it. Mm-hmm. Cool. And then Life on Saturn?
Yeah, okay. Life on Saturn. Yep.
All right.
Yep,
that's very cool.
Yep, that's available on Amazon as well. That was my first book. I look through it now and I'm sort of like,
you're like, oh gosh, what was I thinking?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of how I look back at some of the things I've done and I'm like, oh boy, Ash. But it's it's a progression of skill and
yes.
Yeah. I mean, I can imagine as a writer, you're like, oh boy, I just sound but no, I'm sure
that is the truth.
Yeah, but I'm sure everybody else is going to look at it and be like, oh my God, they're going to read it and be like, oh my gosh, this is amazing.
Well, I hope so. That would be great.
Excellent. Well, again, I know that this isn't something that you're super comfortable doing, talking about yourself,
I'm not
self-promoting.
great at self-promotion.
Yeah, but you know what? You have made great strides. You've got some great accomplishments. And
thanks.
Yeah. And as David said, if you can't promote yourself, nobody else can do it.
That's true.
Right?
That's true.
But
so you just did, so thank you.
Well, I mean, I'm not going to do it as well, but I do. I of course love you. That's no secret. So I don't have a problem promoting you anytime. But
thank you.
Okay, so I think that pretty much wraps it up, unless you have something important about Hannibal you want to chat about, or I don't want to pigeonhole you.
Right now, I don't have any. I mean, don't forget Chocolate Extravaganza this weekend.
Yes.
I know there's still tickets available.
Okay.
It's really a blast. It's a really cool thing. So I know we've talked about that before, and you've had some people come on and talk about it, but it's worth your time.
Yeah.
And it's worth the money. It's a lot of fun.
Cool.
Yeah. So don't forget that. And soon we'll be talking about some other cool festivals, Twain on Main, things like that.
Yep.
So those are all coming. So
perfect.
Yay
So no shortage of things, but today we definitely wanted to focus on you.
Thanks.
So, of course. All right. Well, that does it for today. Catch us back here tomorrow with more Daily Muddy.
Muddy River News. Our home, our news.